Alright, folks. So, Valve made a bunch of announcements yesterday, and none of them were Half-Life 3. Unfortunately, none of them were Half-Life 3. But you know what? I've been in this game a long time. I've been waiting for Half-Life 3 nearly 20 years, so you know what? Another disappointment? Whatever. You know, I'm used to it at this point. So it's not a big deal. But they did announce a bunch of cool stuff, actually. So, for example, they announced, the Steam controller. I don't got too much to say about this controller. I have a Steam Deck, and basically, the new Steam controller, you can see it here, the new Steam controller is basically trying to make the controller version of just a standalone controller version of the Steam Deck. So it has pretty much all the features that you see on the Steam Deck controller. I say Steam Deck controller, even though I'm literally just basically talking about the deck itself is a controller. So it has all those features that you see there. The Steam Deck has the trackpads, and this is, you know, it's cool that there is a controller designed even for games that were never really intended for a controller. And I've heard from people who swear by this controller and really like it, that they love it and they don't think there's anything equal to it for them. That's cool, and that's totally not me, man. That's cool, and that is totally not me. Because I don't know, man. I like the Steam Deck controller for, you know, the simple games that could use it, but generally speaking, like, I find that I use that trackpad, or the trackpads, I should say, super infrequently. So, it's cool that it exists, but I don't got much to say about it. What we really want to talk about, of course, is the Steam GameCube, the GabeCube, the G-A-B-E cube. The GabeCube is coming, folks, and it's a totally cool device that is 100% not for me. And the reason it's not for me is because I am a real PC gamer, okay? I've been a real PC gamer. I was playing PC games way back in the 90s, man. I was playing, like, crappy, like, NHL games with, like, a bootleg controller when I was a young kid in, like, the 90s and early 2000s. I was running every Super Nintendo game on emulators, on Z-SNES. Z-SNES, bros, stand up. We out here, bro. So, I've been a PC gamer, man. I played Half-Life 2 when it came out, when I was 13 years old. So, I've been a PC gamer. For guys like me, chances are we already have a very strong gaming PC, which I do. And chances are this thing's cool, but it's just not really for us. So I'm actually going to just run back the B-roll footage of that one a little bit. I'm actually going to start back here. So basically, the Valve Steam machine, or the GabeCube as we're calling it, it's kind of like it's a great entry point into PC gaming for people who clearly do not like PCs. For people who clearly do not want anything to do with the computer outside of, like, what's absolutely necessary for their work or their general productivity. These are people who just, like, anytime they have to use a computer, they get upset. They just don't want to do it. And, you know, part of me wonders, these type of people, like, did they try playing PC games back in the mid-2000s, back when PC gaming was tough, man? There was a time when PC gaming was tough, man. There was a time where it was very tough to get into, because it was like you had to configure all this stuff, you had to know what you were doing in terms of hardware, you had to, like, have an expensive computer and figure out all this stuff. PC gaming back when I was a kid was hard, man. PC gaming was like, you had to be a turbo nerd to be a PC gamer. Now everybody's a PC gamer, man. It's not hard to be a PC gamer at all. And it's like Valve, the biggest problem of building the audience of PC gaming is always going to be this problem of the people who just hate PCs. This is the thing about it that's so funny to me, is these type of people, they clearly see the benefits of PC gaming. They see the cheap games. They see the versatility and control schemes. They see the way you can use anything as like your display. They see that you can stream things. They see people talk about how satisfied they are with PC as a platform. And they see all these benefits, and simultaneously they're upset at PlayStation and Xbox for continuously dropping the ball on every front, whether it's hardware, whether it's like updates for their system, whether it's like consumer satisfaction, whether it's real exclusive games. They see Sony and Xbox dropping the ball. They see all these PC gamers gloating and talking about how happy and satisfied they are with PC gaming, how much they love Steam, and how they treat Gabe like he's the messiah of gaming. So they see all that. But the big brick wall barrier is, I hate computers and I don't know how to use them. This is the ultimate, like, final frontier that PC gaming has to cross, is we have to get through to those brick wall people. Because I've tried, man. I've tried getting people into PC gaming. It's hard, man. You're either born a PC gamer or you aren't, man. There are two types of people in this world. Now we're going to get philosophical here. There's two types of people in this world. There's one type of person who, from the minute they're born to the moment they die, these people never, ever, ever stop trying to learn things. They never stop. To the day they die, they just keep learning new things. They're constantly finding new ways to be resourceful, new ways to find tools. These are people who are born thinkers and problem solvers. These are resourceful people who solve problems, who probably become like engineers or scientists or something that involves resourcefulness and problem solving. And this is a small percentage of the human race that never stops learning. The rest of the human race, they go to school because they have to, and they learn things because they have to. Then they graduate and they go to the workplace and they learn exactly what they have to learn and adamantly refuse to learn anything else. That is like at least 95% of the human species. So that's the part that's hard, is getting through to those people. And we've made some progress, because PC gaming is just so much easier to get into these days. It's really not that complicated the way that it used to be. But again, we just always have this problem of getting through those people who, no matter how much you explain, how much simpler it's gotten to get into PC gaming, no matter how much you explain to them how a PC can functionally just work like a console if you want it to. You can just wake up Steam with pressing the controller button, any controller you want. You can set it up. You explain to them all these things. You explain to them you can stream your games to the Steam Deck, or a tablet, or your phone, or anything. You can stream anything on a local network, or away from the home network if your connection is strong enough. You explain to these people all the different possibilities that you have with PC gaming. How much easier it's become. How far it's come from like the 90s, the 2000s, and even the 2010s. We have come so long. We've come so far, PC gaming. But these people, no matter what you tell them, you just can't get through to them. It's like a brick wall. These people are terrified of computers. These people are not terrified of being murdered. They're terrified of having to figure out why their game isn't running on the computer they spent like $2,000 on. This is the most horrific scenario imaginable to these people. Jason sneaking up behind you to kill you is not scary. Trying to figure out what the fuck a driver is on a PC, this is terrifying, okay? So you gotta understand that it is very, very difficult to get through to a certain demographic of people who are gamers, who want to reap the benefits of PC gaming, but are clearly too stupid to, and are not willing to admit that fact. So what did they do? We made the GabeCube. We made the GabeCube. This is a wonderful device that I am never going to buy. Okay? This is a wonderful device made for people who are scared of computers, and I am never going to buy this thing. It's great as an entry point for people who just don't want to learn all this computer shit. For those people, this thing's great. This thing's great. It's going to be mad easy. You just use whatever controller you want. You set it up. Maybe you'll have to use a mouse and keyboard like the first time you use it or something. Another thing, this magnetic puck thing, I don't know what the thinking behind that was, but that is kind of cool. No other company's doing that magnetic puck thing. That's pretty interesting. And it even has a USB-C port, so it's like, I don't know, it's just an extra layer of convenience. That's interesting. But yeah, man, the GabeCube, I think, is kind of like, it's kind of like Valve putting Sony and PlayStation on blast. As if to say, hey, to that huge audience of people who realize that most games they actually want to buy now are third-party games or available on Steam, because, let's face it, Sony and Xbox, they're just not really making real exclusives anymore. They have given up. It is too hard to do what Nintendo does and actually just make worthwhile exclusives for a worthwhile console. It's just too difficult to do that for Sony and Xbox. And I love the GabeCube for what it implies, that if the GabeCube does take off, I keep saying GabeCube, the Steam machine, if it does take off, you know, if it really does gain some traction and popularity, if you really see a bunch of people entering the PC gaming market who have not before because of this thing, I think it's great, because it will put Sony and Xbox on blast. It will steal the market away from them. And, I mean, I know Xbox keeps saying there's another Xbox coming. It's like, I don't know, man. I really don't know if that next Xbox is coming, man. I don't know how much money Microsoft is willing to spend to prop up the eternally sinking Xbox ship. I really do not know how much money Microsoft is willing to spend. That yet remains to be seen. There probably is going to be a PlayStation 6. They haven't screwed up the PlayStation 5 that bad. They haven't screwed it up that bad. But this is a step in the right direction towards what I truly think gaming needs to become, which is basically just Valve versus Nintendo. Valve and Nintendo are the only two gaming companies really innovating anymore. They're the only two. And you know, whenever I say this stuff, it's like there's always the three sides get angry at me for saying this. One is the PC master race bros. Consoles are stupid, and PC forever. Nintendo is for little kids. Yeah, that group of people. Then there's the Xbox Sony people who, like, again, I'm talking about people who refuse to try other things or actually understand the strengths and benefits of these other things. Those people, they don't like it when I say that Valve and Nintendo is the only companies innovating, because they don't like to admit that they're on the losing team. They hate admitting that fact. And the Nintendo people have nothing to say at all, because they are way too goddamn busy playing all those motherfucking Switch 2 games. They don't even have time for this conversation. They just have way too many games to play. So they don't give a damn at all. But I'm sure some of them look at the Steam machine, the GabeCube. You know, they look at the Valve GabeCube, and like Harry Potter, they say, "How dare you stand where he stood?" Harry Potter references aside, I'm sure that, like, they might, I don't even think they have anything negative to say. The Nintendo people are just way too happy right now. The Nintendo people are just having way too good of a time with all these games. But, you know, the way I see it, Valve and Nintendo, they're the only ones really innovating here. And I gotta talk a little bit about this, the Valve Frame here. I love this thing. I love this thing because I have a Quest 2, the Meta Quest 2, and I don't like it that much. And it's, first of all, it's not that strong of a VR headset. It's fairly dated now. It's like 5 or so years old. So, you know, it's, whenever they actually announce Half-Life 3 or whatever, yeah, I'll grab the Valve Frame, as they're calling it. Looks pretty cool. It's like a standalone VR headset. Kind of like the Quest 2, but also has like a pretty strong compute unit. Apparently you can just pop the compute unit out, which is pretty dope. Also has this dongle here for a dedicated Bluetooth connection. So I have like a really expensive router, so I don't need this necessarily, but for people who don't have that, you know, this is pretty cool. Basically having a dedicated dongle to stream the audio and visual side to the headset, so you don't have to deal with all those wires. Pretty sure there's no way to beat a wired connection, but this is a pretty good thing to kind of bridge that gap and get rid of that wire so that VR becomes a more freeing experience when you play it. So I will probably eventually one day get that Valve Frame, but maybe not so soon. Wake me up when y'all announce Half-Life 3, alright? Anyways, so that's my take. The Steam Deck, I already have the Steam Deck, I already love the Steam Deck, and I don't even really play games off it that much anymore. I mostly use it to just stream, like, very demanding games in bed. The Steam controller, I will probably never buy this thing. It's cool for people who like it. The Steam machine, I'll probably never buy this thing, but it's dope for people who would get the advantages from it, for those people who are scared of gaming PCs and getting into PC gaming, but you always wanted to, but you were just so scared of the cost of a PC and having to troubleshoot problems and all that. You just didn't want to deal with it. Well, there, they made the Valve Steam machine, the GabeCube, just for people like you. And for guys like me who are still waiting for Half-Life 3, they made the Valve Frame. So, all around, great stuff from Valve. One of the most important gaming companies there is, right next to Nintendo. Nintendo and Valve, to me, are like the twin pillars of gaming. They're like the twin pillars. Gaming does not move forward until these two companies, Valve and Nintendo, decide to push gaming further. Because we know for damn sure Sony and Xbox are not going to do anything other than copy Valve and Nintendo. Alright? So, I think I've said just about everything I could say about this here. Yeah, this new hardware is pretty dope. I think it will be pretty successful for Valve, and I also wonder, I think they should actually sell the Valve Steam machine, try to get it to retailers, try to get it to like Walmart, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, all those places. Try to get it out there in the market for people to actually buy it. I think that would be cool, because I think when people really understand what this thing is, it's like the easy mode gaming PC. I think a lot of people will be into that. So anyways, I'm Mike Muhammad. Still waiting for Half-Life 3. Whenever they announce that game, I guess I'll see you guys. Whenever they announce that movie. I must be thinking about that Mario Galaxy movie. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like and subscribe for more gaming content like this. And thank you for watching.